Hello, everyone. I'm glad you could join us again on this beautiful Sunday. We have 2 songs again, as well as a message. We have 1 new song later. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's go ahead and begin. You make the darkness run and hide. You bring the broken back to life. Only you can, only you can. You set me free from every chain. You fill my heart with songs of praise. Only you can, only you can. Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, to your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. You left the glory of your throne to bring this runaway back home. Only you can, only you can. You give me love, you give me life, you keep me dancing through the night. Only you can, only you can. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, to your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake. You move me, your freedom is consuming. I feel it rushing through me. I'll never be the same. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold me. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to your rhythm, to your rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. So the next song we're going to do is Highlands. We've been wanting to do this for you guys for a while, and we were going to do it before all of this started happening. It has a lot of lyrics in it, and pay attention to it because they're some of the most powerful lyrics that I've ever heard. I hope you like the song, so let's go ahead and sing it. Oh, how high would I climb mountains if the mountains were where you hide? Oh, how far I'd scale the valleys if you grace the other side. Oh, how long have I chased rivers from lowly seas to where they rise, against the rush of grace descending from the source of its supply. 'Cause in the highlands and the heartache, you're neither more or less inclined. I would search and stop at nothing. You're just not that hard to find. Ooh, oh, I will praise you on the mountains. I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows. no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, 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 how far beneath your glory does your kindness extend the path, from where your feet rest on the sunrise to where you sweep the sinner's path. And oh, how fast would you come running if just to shadow me through the night, trace my steps through all my failure and walk me out the other side. For who could dare ascend that mountain, that valleyed hill called Calvary, but for the one I call Good Shepherd, who like a lamb was slain for me. Whoa, I will praise you on the mountains, I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows, less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, oh, whatever I walk through, wherever I am, your name can move mountains wherever I stand. And if ever I walk through the valley of death, I'll sing through the shadows my song of ascent. Whatever I walk through, wherever I am, your name can move mountains wherever I stand. And if ever I walk through the valley of death, I'll sing through the shadows my song of ascent, my song of ascent. Oh, 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 from the gravest of all valleys come the pastures we call grace, a mighty river flowing upward from a deep but empty grave. Whoa, I will praise you on the mountain, I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. I will praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us once again here online at 4FIVE6. I am super excited to keep going through this journey with you as we travel through the book of Luke and try and figure out how to do life in this new normal. Today we're going to jump right back into the book of Luke, and we're going to talk about these two sisters. So most of you know, or maybe some of you don't, I also have an older sister. Her name is Alex. She lives out in Arizona, but she's a pretty typical firstborn. She has some OCD tendencies. She loves things to be in this very specific, direct order, and she wants things done a certain way. When we were younger, we would play Barbies together, and we would set up the house, like the Barbie dream house. We'd set it all up and make it look really cool. Well, I would put things in the wrong place. Like there was a right and a wrong place to put the table. So when things weren't going her way, she could get a little bossy, right? Kenzie, don't put the table there, it goes over here, whatever. She'll totally own up to it now, so I feel very confident in being able to say this out loud. I, on the other hand, am quite different. I have an order to my life, like I have a certain way I like to do things, but to people like my sister, it looks kind of chaotic. I'm more focused on the journey than the destination. So when I drive back to Pennsylvania to go visit friends, I love the 6-hour drive. It is one of my favorite parts. I love seeing my friends and being able to hug them and say hi to them and spend time with them. But I also don't mind the drive there or the drive back. I get to spend time in the car and on the road, and that just fills me with so much joy. I enjoy being with people, and I'm always gonna put that over doing things. The things will still get done, but if I have the opportunity to sit and have a conversation with you, I'm gonna do that, and I'll stay up late and do the things I was supposed to do. So our story today involves two sisters who are super similar to my sister and I. So we're in the book of Luke, chapter 10, and we're going to start at verse 38. We're only going to read a couple verses today, but this is the story of Jesus visiting two sisters named Martha and Mary. Here we go. As Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he taught, but Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Jesus and said, "Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come and help me." But the Lord said to Martha, "My dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There's only one thing worth being concerned about. Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her." So we have these two sisters, right? We have Martha, who's the older sister, like my sister Alex, and we have Mary, who's the younger one, much more like me. And Jesus comes to their house, and he's going to eat a meal with them. And so Martha is busy preparing all the food. She's cooking the dinner, roasting the potatoes, whatever. And Mary decides to sit at the feet of Jesus. And she just wants to listen to what he has to say. She wants to spend time with him. So then Martha comes in and she complains about her sister's apparent lack of help in making dinner, and her lack of help in serving. And so she asks Jesus for some help in persuading Mary to leave his feet and go to the kitchen to help Martha. So in Jesus' very short response, he teaches these two sisters a very important lesson on discipleship. You see, Martha has this perspective, right? She goes about the world and she sees things a certain way. And in her mind, doing things for Jesus is of the utmost importance. That hospitality, serving are super important to her. She gets upset that her sister doesn't seem to view preparing the meal as important and is so consumed with what other people are doing and what she should be doing. And these tasks have become of vital importance to her. The things she does are important. She's let all of these daily responsibilities take priority over being with, spending time with, however you want to look at it. So Mary, on the other hand, has this perspective of sitting at the feet of Jesus and spending time with him as being important. So Martha has the perspective of doing things for Jesus as important, and Mary has the perspective of being with Jesus as important. And Mary understands that nothing is more important than spending time with and listening to Christ. She has this understanding somehow that through this sitting and listening that we grow in grace and in knowledge of Christ, and it's how we become a better version of ourselves. But Jesus, when he responds to Martha's question, right? When he responds here, he doesn't rebuke her. So Jesus doesn't come out and say, "Well, you're wrong, Martha." Instead, he looks to show her a better way of understanding her sister. He tells Martha and tells us that discipleship, that walking with Christ, being like him, doing life with Jesus, sometimes requires, now listen to this, discipleship sometimes requires that tasks be suspended so that we can fellowship with Christ. Discipleship requires that sometimes the doing of the things needs to be put on pause so that we can spend time listening at the feet of Jesus. So Jesus is showing us that neither Martha nor Mary is wrong. That Martha and Mary's actions combined show us what the heart of being a true disciple of Christ is, what being a genuine Christian is. Martha shows us the importance of serving Christ, right? That we need to serve him in the things that we do. And Mary, while she sits at the feet of Jesus and listens intently and personally, she is showing us that we need to have a willingness to pause the things of life and to spend quality time with God. We learn that there is this time for work and this time to listen, that we need both to be the best disciple of Christ that we can be. And we oftentimes will spend too much time thinking about and evaluating what other people are doing and too little time looking at ourselves in the mirror and evaluating how we are spending our time. So this lesson wasn't super long. There's not a whole lot of text we have to go through or things that complicate it and make it more than it is. So as you go forward with your day and your week and with life, I really want you guys to spend time thinking about how you are choosing to spend your time. Because you've got an abundance of it now. Y'all are probably out of school. You can't go many places. So you've got this. God has granted us an abundance of time. What are you choosing to do with it? Are you choosing to constantly be doing things for God? Or are you choosing to spend time with God? Let's pray. God, thank you so much for this day and this short amount of time that we can look at your word and learn from it and reap the benefits of acknowledging who you are. God, I just pray that we will be able to walk away from this day and this lesson and know that we have spent time with you. I pray that as we go about our lives, now that they have slowed down, that we will be able to recognize that spending time with you is just as important as doing things for you. I pray that you will bless us in this week and that we'll be able to grow in you and your knowledge and your grace, and that we will be able to come back and hear more from your gospel. I pray all of these things and so many more in your awesome and holy name. Amen. May the Lord bless you, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you, and give you peace. We'll see you guys next week.